morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let us begin. Have your attention, please. We are here today for two purposes. Today is the 21st of September, designated as MIA POW Day, where we remember those of our fellow military veterans that never came home and are unaccounted for. The second reason we're here is to retire in a suitable manner U.S. flags, the national symbol, by means of fire. The U.S. flag was born in fire. You'll think of Fort McHenry, okay? The national anthems, bombs bursting in there. It was under fire and it survived. Okay. I want to throw four names your way. You're not going to know who they are. Sergeant Major George R. Brown, PFC Barney Smith, Captain Don R. Lewis, and PFC Donald E. Sizemore. Does anyone know who they might be?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay. Does anyone else know who they might be? They are all residents of the city of Holly Hill, missing in action, prisoner of war, or killed in action. Okay? Holly Hill sacrificed the blood or gave the blood of four of their residents. Young men.
I'd like to add Raymond Tiffany to that.
Okay, Raymond Tiffany, which is your brother.
That is correct, sir.
Okay. Sorry I overlooked that. But they gave their blood, they served their country honorably, and we're here to remember them. Okay? When we have people that are missing due to combat encounters with the enemy forces that we meet from time to time, it leaves big holes in our ranks. Our friends, our fellow soldiers, airmen, sailors, Marines, Coast Guard, we miss them. And I want everybody to understand one thing. This is just my philosophy, that we're either going to bring them home or we need to go back. You know, these guys, I trained with some of them, went through several schools. Okay? I was there in Vietnam in 65, 66. We were in at the beginning. It was my group that irritated the bad guys so bad that you poor guys had to finish up what we started. We apologize for that. We should have took them out to begin with. But we had no fire zones. In particular, we had a place, a Buddhist temple, that used to snipe at us all the time, and we could not return fire. Well, there was this squad of Marines that I met. They said, we never got that order. They blew that place off the face of the earth. We never got shot at again. So I got a special place in my heart for the Marines. Okay? All right. I ask you to remember the MIAs. Because another thing that I believe in is that a man is not dead until he's forgotten. I would ask you to never, ever forget. Okay? So, I would ask everybody in the audience to please rise. Chaplain, if you'd be so kind.
Almighty Father, who suffers in the affliction of your children, we call upon you now from the depths of our anxiety and great concern of our countrymen and loved ones who have fallen into the hands of the nation's foes in the face of the evils that these brave men endure and before the grim burdens they are forced to bear. Give them courage and hope and never failing confidence in you. But most of all, oh God, we ask that the day will soon come and we can all celebrate their release and safe return to their homes and kindred. Give to all of us who wait and hope in the face of every disappointment the will to persevere in the cause of peace and wisdom, to conquer hate and love, and every doubt with a renewed faith in you. Amen.
Please remain standing. Face the national colors on the pole. Pledge of allegiance. Present. Oh! I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. standing. Bugler, sound off. Order. Oh, please be seated. There are several people seated here that I would like to recognize. I want to thank everybody for being here, but there are several people that are particularly stand out. Okay, Miss Shelley, please stand. Miss Shelley is the city commissioner, probably the best city commissioner that I know from the city of Daytona Beach. Ben? This is Ben Humphreys. He's the state president of the Vietnam Veterans, and he keeps us guys in line. Next, Morton Parks, if you would stand, sir. Morton Parks is a World War II, June 6, 1944 D-Day veteran, wounded twice in Europe. Morton. Fire Chief, please stand. This gentleman, I talked to him about this ceremony, and he told me that his father was a prisoner of war in the Second World War of the Germans. Is there anything that you'd like to add to that? Nelson?
No, I just appreciate you having me here in observance of this day.
That's our pleasure, sir. Thank you very much. We have representation here from several veterans groups. Obviously, the Vietnam veterans. We have the commander of the Disabled American Veterans in the back, Michelle Zimler. And we have also I always get this wrong, senior vice of the DAV. You'd stand up, Jim. And seated to his left is Gil Brown. Stand up, Gil. Come on, I know you can do it. And to his left is our newest member of the Vietnam vets. He's also a member of the Jewish War Veterans. Okay, stand up, Howard. Howard Schwartz. We have the mayor of the city of Holly Hill. Right there, sir. Okay. Would you like to say something, sir, or no? If you would, please honor us.
Sure.
Cold enough to
You're already honored. All these veterans are already honored. How could I honor them anymore? But everyone that's not from Holly Hill, I'd like to really, really welcome you to Holly Hill. And everyone that is from Holly Hill as well, I'd like to welcome everyone here to this ceremony, which is going to be a great ceremony. And with all the Vietnam veterans, and I'm glad we have it here in Holly Hill. And I'm glad to be a member of the American Legion and the Vietnam Veterans Association. And I was in the military for almost 7 years, and I saw quite a bit of it as well when they first started up with the Vietnam thing. I went to 16 funerals for friends that had B-52s. Every single funeral I went to when I was in the military was from a crashed B-52, and I'm sure a lot of people know what a B-52 is. And every one of them was in their early 20s.
And you never forget them. You never forget the things that you do. And you see, the worst part about it is seeing the people they left behind sitting there, their wife and little kids. You have to go up and give the flag to. But you never forget the people that do things like that and go through those things. And sometimes people just think it's all over and they're all a thing of the past, but it's not right. They're always a part of us. They'll always be here with us. And you always remember and think about it. I think about it all the time, about those people that are sitting there with these young 20-year-old lady widow with sometimes their little babies in their arms and things, with no more parents and no more husband, and you have to give them a flag, and that's a bad thing. But I see that, and we honor the veterans of this war of Vietnam, which was a terrible war, I think, but we have to honor them because they fought. Everybody fought through a miserable war and made it through it. It's all done, it's all over with, but it'll never be forgotten. And I thank everyone for being here for this ceremony, and you're great. All the veterans are great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't introduce Mr. Bruno. Raise your hand, sir, so everybody sees. Mr. Patrick. Right there. Also, Mike White. I always get this wrong. Your official title is Volusia County Veterans Service Officer. Okay. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody. If I did, okay. Just a second. Just a second. Mr. and Mrs. Traeger, stand up. I've known these people for years. They're business owners in Daytona Beach, and I really feel honored that they're here. I would also like to bring up Steve Forward. Stand up, sir. He's the commander of the Catholic War Veterans. I understand we have a member of the county commission here. Would you step up, sir?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, but I'm remiss in your name.
It's Joshua Wagner.
Wagner, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Wagner.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for attending. Yes, sir.
It's an honor to be here on behalf of Volusia County. Today I have a proclamation to celebrate in remembrance of this day. Also, I'd be remiss if I wouldn't point out Mike White, who's done an excellent job under the leadership of Frank Bruno for years, has been rated the last 2 years as the #1 veteran service in the state of Florida. That's something to be proud of. Recently, we're at the Honor Air luncheon to prepare for the buffet. And I have to tell you, if you look at his credentials and you look at the honors he's had through his time and his service for this country as well, as many of you have, it's pretty remarkable and pretty unbelievable. We're lucky to have him in Volusia County. He is one of our best employees and one of my favorite people that we have in the Volusia County government, so thank you. On behalf of Volusia County and Frank Bruno especially, who also served as well in the United States Army, we really feel strongly about supporting our veterans, and we want to make sure Mike has the right staff and we have the right setup for everyone so they can understand how they can take part of all these services that we have to offer, as well as the state and federal. Also, Phil Giorno, who's here as well, served our country well, and I definitely want to recognize him for all of his service and help he's done for Volusia County. Let me know. Doesn't call me and let me know that something's going on that we need to make sure we stay on top of. But today's an important day, and I'm going to read a proclamation on behalf of Volusia County for you. Whereas our nation's service members have always fought with courage and honor, rising their lives to protect the American values of freedom and democracy. And whereas too many have never come home and have endured unthinkable hardship as prisoners of war. And whereas National POW and MIA Day, Recognition Day, focuses the attention of our nation on the plight of men and women who have been treated brutally by their captors, contrary to the rules of the Geneva Convention. And whereas on this day, we echo the creed inscribed on the POW MIA flag and renew our promise to the heroes that you're never forgotten. There's a reason it's on that flag. And whereas we always remember the families of POWs and the missing in action and honor their sacrifices they have made. Now, therefore, we, the County Council of Volusia County, Florida, do hereby proclaim September 21st, 2012 as POW MIA Recognition Day and urge Volusia County residents to honor our nation's veterans for helping us preserve our freedom, with special recognition to those who have served as prisoners of war and those who are still missing in action. Dated this 21st day of September by your County Chair, Frank Bruno, Joyce Cusack, Andy Kelly, Joey Alexander, Patricia Northey, and me, Joshua Wagner, representative. I want to thank you again for all the men and women that have served this country, and God bless America.
Thank you. One person I was looking at and I forgot to introduce him. I've been reminded, and I don't think I could have got away with it. Sam McLeod is the commander of the Marine Corps League.
Thank you.
Marine, how do you spell that? I don't know. Anyway, just a few facts and figures and then we'll move on. Missing in action. These numbers are staggering. World War II, 73,681 members of World War II. Korea, 7,947. Okay. The Cold War, 126. Vietnam, 1,660. Iraq and Afghanistan, I hope this number gets no bigger, 6. That's a total of over 83,000. That's about the population of a standard army. So think about it. We're missing an entire army. We know not where they are. But they still remain in our minds and our hearts. So never forget them. Okay. What we're going to do here in a moment is retire our our national flag. The proper way to do that is by fire, as I explained earlier. There is a protocol. We'll take care of that. And there's no need to stand. Just remain seated. And remember, every time one of these flags is burned, it's not thrown away. It's retired with honor. Okay, stand and bearers. Please take your post. Bring the flags forward. Be retired. We put a feeler out for unserviceable flags to be sent over here, and we got somewhere about 100 of them. We're not going to do the entire burn today. Proceed. Detail. You return to your post and present another flag for retirement. You'll have to excuse us. This is our first attempt at this, so we're trying to do it as best we can. But believe me, from the heart, the feeling is there. The majority of us sitting here today fought under that banner. And many of us shed our blood for that flag. So it's only fitting that we remember the way to dispose of it in a manner fitting. I've come across a number of flags people just throw out in the trash. we don't do that. Now, gentlemen, if you would recover one more flag to retire. We will only retire by flame 3 flags right now. We have so many that we're not going to ask you to sit here and endure this weather. We'll do that after we dismiss. Detail, where's that? Oh. Sharp. Oh. We bring to a conclusion our retirement ceremony and our MIA POW recognition. I would like to thank everyone seated here for attending. It's an honor that we served you as veterans. And I just want to ask, do we have any World War II vets here other than Mort? Thank you, sir. You are the greatest generation. We salute you. How about Korea? Again, salute you. And let me see your hands, Vietnam vets. Brothers, welcome home. Something we never got. That concludes our ceremony. And I can't think of anything else to say without being verbose about it. And I would like, before we close, these 3 ladies on the end to please stand up. This lady called me on the phone about 2 days ago. They live in Orange City. Her husband was a veteran. He passed away 2 days ago. We're going to honor his memory in several manners. There is a monument on Ponce Inlet, a veterans monument. And we're going to purchase a stone for her husband. We're going to purchase a stone for Flo's husband, who died of Agent Orange complications. And we're going to get a chapter stone. We're going to put it there for all to see, hopefully, for the rest of time immemorial. Is there anything you would like to say? No?
I think you've said it all.
Okay. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Does anyone here have anything they would like to bring up or any statements? If not, that concludes this small ceremony. And in closing, Gene, would you like to say something?
Salute the flag, you know.
Gene, thank you. That's why I'm here. This will conclude the ceremony. Will all please stand for a final salute to the flag. Freeze hand. On. Moment of silence, please. Order. On. Those of you that were civilians may not understand this. Dismissed.
All right, Martin, you take care of yourself.